Okay, apparently I'm live. Let me get Winamp all set up here. Winamp, there you are. Put the hell in hello. Hi, Living Corpse. Let me go ahead and pop out the chat. Cyber kittens and metal felines. Hi, Artie. Pop out chat. And move Winamp over here. And switch it to live chat. And adjust the size. Not that you all needed a play-by-play of that, but there it is anyway. So because I missed that weekend stream, I've got to be twice as amusing this stream. Hi, Special Iron. Let me see. What did I... Okay, so since last week, all I did was add some highlights to that eye. And... Oh no, Photoshop's lagging. I hope it doesn't continue to do that. I also changed the... That's probably something you guys are going to notice too much, but I also changed the order that the layers are in, because I do eventually... Ideally, I'd like to eventually get rid of the lines. So I don't know if I'll get to that point, but ideally I want to. And in fact, I'm going to change the opacity of the line layer to 50%. So I can still see them as a reference, but I'm not acting as if they're always going to be there. Yeah, that starting now thing was completely intentional, because I always spell it in a silly way. I just put NAO, but I decided to like completely misspell it this time. I'm sure people just think I'm sure people just think I typed it wrong, but it was 100% intentional. Starting to become a bad influence. Let's get this party stratted. Hi, Anthony Smith. Sorry if I asked this before, but are you still going to review the Elm Street movies? I mean, at some point, I haven't really been doing game dens and film dens in a while. I do hope to get back to them eventually, and yeah, I would like to eventually cover all of the Elm Street movies. Maybe not the second, but I definitely like to cover the rest. Oh, that's strong. It's good, though. This is dragon fruit flavored. It's actually really good. Let's get this party sharded. Okay, oh, I forgot to get the music started. I miss Film Den, not gonna lie. No, please do cover the second, at the very least, for your thoughts and reactions. I'd probably talk about the second one briefly. I just don't know if I would... I don't know, I feel like I'm not the right person to talk about that movie, since it's so, like... How do I put it? I don't know, it's such a big part of, like, gay culture. I just feel like I'm not the right person to talk about it, if that makes sense. I don't know, whatever. It's kind of hypothetical right now anyway, since I don't know when I would get around to it if I do. Okay. Castlevania Bloodlines soundtrack. Are you gonna play or not? Oh, Winamp is... There it goes. Castlevania soundtrack turned out to be pretty appropriate, even though it's like more Dracula related than Frankenstein. It does have kind of like a Victorian sound to it. I was thinking about that earlier, why the Castlevania Bloodlines soundtrack worked so well for this stream. I did change that to live. Yeah, I did. Okay, oh, I have to get out all of my reference images here, because there's a whole bunch I'm using. So for reference... Oh! Okay, why did it open it there? Oh, I see, it just opened it in my left... Oh, interesting. So my... Sorry, you guys don't even know what I'm talking about. Some of these images that I have in this folder, when I move them over to my left monitor, they get really dark for some reason, and almost to the point... Like, my left monitor is darker than my right monitor, but for whatever reason, they turn almost black. It's really weird. But anyway, just for the shading, this is one of the ones. Where's another one? This one, too, I think. Huh. Maybe it's because they're opening on the left monitor. I have no idea why it's suddenly working, but I'm glad I don't have to open all these in Photoshop like I did last week. Oh, see, this one is getting really dark. So that's weird. What happens if I open it a second time? Oh, see if... Interesting. Okay, whatever. I don't want to have to open it in Photoshop, because I wonder if that was slowing down Photoshop last week. Remember, Photoshop got a little slow. Come on. I really don't like doing this with Photoshop. Okay, these are all going to get moved over to my left monitor, but... I'll get caught up on the chat in a minute. I want to finish opening up all my reference images. This is the one I'm using for the hair. I don't know if I'll work on the hair this time, so I guess I won't open it until I need it. But yeah, this is the one I'm using for the hair, because, like, this is the best shot of his hair, probably. And what else did I need? Oh yeah, this one. I'm saying this one, even though I hadn't found it yet. That one. I love the lighting on this one. There's actually a little bit of reflected light over here. So let's see if I can move this one over to... I can't. God damn it. What is this weird bug or whatever? Do I want to... I guess that's fine. Oh, whoops. It, alright, opened in the same window as that one, which I did not want. God, my left monitor is just going to be filled with images. Okay. Okay, I got all my reference images open, and I guess I'm about ready to start. I don't know why this is so low on the screen. Let me move that up so it's not blocking my taskbar. Okay. I don't even remember where I left off at on the chat. Oh, it's lagging for Special Iron. Okay, but it seems to be working now. Okay, good. Oh, the music I'm playing right now, it's Castlevania Bloodlines, and after that is Panzer Dragoon Saga. I just wanted to play something different than usual. That bald one is Frankie after he was exposed to the potato-eating virus. It's kind of interesting. He starts off with no hair, and then as the movie gets on, you can tell how far along the movie is by how long his hair is in any image. Hi, Dr. Mad Studio. Oh, Special I figured out it was Castlevania Bloodlines before I said it. Mike Perkins, who's holding an exhibition of his original Batman artwork. I don't know who that is, but... Enjoyable experience despite being an acclaimed comic book artist who has worked on major titles for both Marvel and DC. He was friendly, approachable, and happy to talk with fans. That's cool. Meeting him in person and seeing his original artwork up close made for a memorable day. That's cool. Looking forward to the PDS soundtrack as always. Yeah. I was when I was playing that last week, I'm like, Special Iron's gonna be sad he missed out. All right. So let's see. What am I going to do? Oh yeah, I think I decided I was going to do the lips next, because... Oh, let me also open up that old one I did, because I like to keep that as a reference for the colors. There it is. I called this stupid sexy monster thinking this was the only fan art I was going to do of him. I'm like, I'll just do a fan art and get it out of my system. Yeah, that sure didn't work out that way. In fact, let me go ahead and like select the shading colors. Even though I'm obviously going to be using more than 2 colors since I'm going for a more I'm going for more realism on this one. I basically remember Bloodlines involved you traveling around Europe. Thankfully, it didn't seem to get to England. You know, I streamed myself playing that a while back, and I ended up rage quitting because that game is really fucking hard. Frankie looks a little cross. Okay, so let's see. I should be on the skin shading. There it is. Well, first of all, let's see. Trying to think. I want to add some, like, a little bit of highlight here. I probably shouldn't use the mouse. Let me get caught up on the chat really quick. I'm procrastinating a little bit. Some of the larger conventions based here in the UK have little to no interest in comic creators. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they used to be like comic book conventions, but they've kind of grown beyond that. For better and for worse. We live in interesting times. There are now 3 video game remakes I'm looking forward to. Final Fantasy VII Part 3, Resident Evil Code Veronica, and Zelda Ocarina of Time. Oh, I didn't know they were remaking Zelda Ocarina of Time. That's interesting. Without comic book conventions as we know them today would never have existed. Were there comic book conventions before there were Star Trek conventions? I thought I heard that, like, Star Trek was kind of what started the whole convention thing, but maybe I'm remembering wrong. Only found out about the Ocarina remake the other day from my nephew. Honestly, I haven't played any Zelda games after, like, the second one. Zelda 2 was, like, the last Zelda game I played. Notice I don't have the layer selected. That's actually intentional. I realize if I'm going to get rid of the line work, the layers are going to have to overlap a little bit. So I actually have them all set to normal, and I have the lines layer set to multiply. I don't know how many of you care about details like that, but there it is regardless. I think I'm overdoing it a little bit on the highlight there. Let me go ahead and... Nope. Dina forgot what tool she had selected. Take a drink. It's a little awkward when you're using more than one image as a reference and they're all a little bit different from each other. Especially if you're like me and you're kind of a stickler for accuracy. I always get bogged down in that, and I have to remind myself that I'm not copying from any one image, so it doesn't have to look exactly like any one of them. Well, chat's popping off today. Trying to see exactly where the shadow stops on his lower lip. It kind of depends on which image I'm looking at, so whatever. I guess I actually do want a little bit of shading here. Yeah. At least a little. Maybe I could blend that upwards a little bit. I fully expect this drawing to take a really long time to finish because it's kind of a little different than my usual style. Let me fix the shading there. I just happened to notice that was off. He's got some reflected light on the side of his lip there. That's interesting. Huh. I guess I used a darker shading last time. I don't remember that. Makes sense, though. I just didn't remember that I had... I know I've been talking about how I'm going to have to, you know, use more colors because it's not a comic book style. I just didn't remember that I actually started doing it at some point. Yeah, I'm probably going to go way darker on the shading. It's always interesting to hide the line layer every once in a while. Ah, see? Oh, I guess the, okay, I guess the teeth layer is, light on the top or something. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to go way darker with the shading. So let me actually... take a drink. Man, I'm getting way behind on chat. You can only switch this to normal for a second so I can see what color I use there. Multiply. I'm gonna have to go way darker. Oops, my hand is starting to get a little sore, so I think I am gonna take a break and get caught up on the chat. Let me try finishing up with this color, and then I will All right, ow. Rest my hand. Ow, ow. Hi, Tippy. Resident Evil, Veronica, GTA, and Godzilla coming out in November. Welcome back to 2002. Don't tend to watch the Nintendo streams. Yeah, there aren't really too many Nintendo franchises that I care about that much. Well, franchise was the word I wanted to use, but San Diego Comic-Con is the one that gave birth to conventions back then in the 1970s. It was all based around comics and having the likes of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Zelda 2 was very different from other Zelda games. Yeah, there's a good reason for that. Everyone hated it. It was definitely a victim of early installment weirdness. They're like, let's do something different with this one, and everybody hated it. It's like, okay, back to the original formula. Where it stayed. Code Veronica is one of those where I don't know that I feel like it really needs a remake, just because like the graphics actually hold up pretty well, but oh well. They're just gonna remake every single Resident Evil game at this point. It's whatever. Unlike Holly, Frankie's creator knew what to make the nose out of. He used a nose. Oh god. He's basically saying it's 2002 again because Code Veronica, Godzilla, and GTA game. Yeah. These days, the best chance of meeting comic creators for us Brits is either at Forbidden Planet stores or similar conventions. For some reason, this reminds me of Red Dwarf DNA. You really think you can clone yourself from your own dandruff? What made you think of that? John Higgins, I know that name. Wonder how Code Veronica remake is going to handle Steve. Do they stand any chance of making him even remotely tolerable while keeping his basic character? He was pretty. That was whatever the opposite of a fan favorite character is. He was the opposite of that. I imagine they'll probably find a way to make him a little bit more sympathetic, because he was kind of sympathetic originally. I'm sure they can, like, you know, make that work a little bit better. It's been ages since I played the game, but I do remember Steve, and then everyone hated him. He was kind of annoying. I just remembered the Bloodlines level where we had to go through a munitions factory that didn't actually make a single munition that I could see. Now I'm up to Tippy. I think I said hi when I first glanced at your comment. Message, whatever. David Lloyd, who illustrated V for Vendetta. I'm not really familiar with either of those. Hi, Sticks. I only tried Zelda 2 a couple of times. My first Zelda game was actually Link to the Past on the SNES. Also the first one I finished. I bet that was probably a lot of people's first Zelda game at this point. Yeah, well, see, I didn't have a Super Nintendo is the thing, so I only played the first two Zelda games, and I just never really got back to the franchise after that. Series, whatever. I just wish they would stop making so many remakes. Yeah, I hear that. Remember when they ported Veronica to the PS2, they altered Steve's hairstyle so he didn't look like a blatant DiCaprio lookalike. I didn't remember that. Just a month left before Red Dwarf Titan is published. Shame that Rob Grant isn't here. He only finished it just weeks before his death. Ocarina of Time was amazing. I remember thinking that a game like Zelda wouldn't translate well to 3D. How wrong I was. Yeah, apparently it has. I mean, it's not like I don't know anything about the newer Zelda games. I have watched Game Grumps play them, but I haven't played any of them myself. Let me actually, where's the eraser? There it is. Excuse me. One of these reference images actually has a little bit of reflected light. I think right under the lip. Like there-ish. Why isn't it? Ah, how did I have the wrong tool selected that time? I don't know how it happened that time. Whoa, okay. Rather than completely erasing the, I was gonna try to completely erase the shading, but that was apparently a bad idea. Let's try using that color maybe. What am I doing? There we go. It's actually slightly on the edge of the lip. Probably doesn't matter that much. Of course, I'm putting it right over the line, so it's hard to see. That works, I think. Alright, let me try to get caught up on the chat really quick. Oops, sorry. I heard something about a Doctor Who Christmas special being canceled. I don't really watch Doctor Who, so it doesn't mean a lot to me, but bummer for you Doctor Who fans. I feel like Frankie's judging me. Does it look like that? I don't think he looks angry per se, or... They're always saying something about a Zelda movie. Hasn't happened yet. I barely ever... I could probably count on one hand how many Doctor Who episodes I've seen. So I have nothing to add to the... Nothing to add to the discourse. Let me work on a couple of details here. I'm kind of bothered by the fact that I treated this as if it was going to be... I think maybe when I first started laying down these colors, I thought this was going to be a typical one where I keep the black lines, but since then I've kind of changed my mind. So... I kind of want to change how I've been doing it. I got the right layer selected, don't I? So this would have been a good thing to do off camera, really, but whatever. I'm thinking about it now, so... I do wish that I had given him eyelashes in the original drawing. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Again, I think I was thinking in comic book terms. And eyelashes are something that can kind of get lost, so I don't always draw them. Why am I making that blue? That's not supposed to be blue. Now let me bring back the shading. And let me make that normal for a second. Oh. Thank you for the hearts that I see in my peripheral vision. Why is that showing through the teeth? Why am I seeing that on the teeth? Yeah, the teeth are their own layer. And they're set to normal. Oh, they're set... Why are they set to 61? That's bonkers. I don't know how that happened. I must have been trying to do that to something else. I'm getting so... Oh, now I'm getting shocked faces. I only just realized that's what that was. Oh. What am I doing? I just need regular skin color for this. Okay, I guess I already applied that. Oh, I guess what I was seeing was lack of shading. All right. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, I forgot. I was trying to do the teeth earlier. Okay, hang on a second. Oh, I do have that set to normal. All right, let's change that back to multiply. There we go. Well, actually... Oh, that's fine, actually. That's... yeah. Alright, this is gonna need a ton of cleaning up at some point, but that's enough of that for now. Let me get caught up on the chat really quick. Zelda is easy to make a movie about as it is pretty much Final Fantasy. Yeah, I guess at this point it probably is. It would have been harder to adapt the earlier games. Limbo, the movie, the script is very short. Okay, Dr. Mad Studio, thanks for stopping by. That's another thing I have to provide extra of, the spam of the hearts. PDS soundtrack has started. Bring on the bendy lasers. Oh god, Crichton having laser eyes would be a very bad idea. Okay, let me actually... What color? Oh, I think I was just using white for the highlights. So let me just go ahead and... Oops. Again, the lines are a little bit in the way, so it's a little bit hard to see what exactly I'm adding here, but I'll go ahead and add a highlight here too. as well. I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm doing. Definitely needs way more shading. As in, more like the shading needs to be much darker. No mouth, and I must scream to Revenge of the Blob. What? Edge spots the mysterious girl on the wall and feels funny. That's terrible. Zell must have woken with the mother of all neck cricks. Yeah. That's a very uncomfortable position to be sleeping in. Zastava was the worst. Fuck that guy. I just thought of another little thing I could do. Let me give him a pupil so that I can, when the line layer is hidden, he'll have a complete eye. Here, let me actually put the opacity all the way up for a minute. There we go. Make sure I'm making it the right size. There we go. Although, I wonder if I didn't center it quite right. Although I think it was accurate, but I don't know, it just didn't look right once I hid the layer. There, I think that's better. Whatever. Okay, let me drop. What are you doing? Drop the line layer to 50% again. Excuse me. Edge behind you. Stop being distracted by this sexy. I'm just trying to decide if I want to work on the face more, maybe switch to something else for a bit. Maybe I could work on the hair a little bit. I definitely have a ton more shading to put on the face, but oh, I don't know. Actually, another thing I can do is extend this piece of hair so it's going behind his face a little bit. I don't know if I want to work on the face more or work on some other bit, was probably what the creator said at some point. Starting to overthink this again. I was thinking earlier if I wanted to change the order these layers were in, where like maybe like this layer should actually go behind this layer, but then like this layer would have to go on, so like I might split the brown hair into 2 layers. Because again, when there's no black lines to separate things, it gets kind of, you just have to handle it differently, I think. Well, I knew what you meant when you said creator. The creature even refers to him as creator in the movie. He needs some more color. It needs to get a little sun. Oh. I wonder if he's even capable of tanning. Okay, here's a thought. Duplicate that layer. Hair, and I'll make this one back. And that'll just be, how do I want to separate it? First of all, let me hide that for a second. Do 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 do. And again, I can always have the layers kind of overlap, so I think I'll have it go like that. Oh, what the fuck's going on? That, whoops. Take a drink. What is happening? I must have something selected. What? Oh, I'm an idiot. Right. Skin gray. That's I forgot. I've got all these layers set to normal. What is that? What am I guess the shading as well. There we go. Oh my god. I was so confused for a second there. Alright, so that actually kind of works. Like I said, the layers can always overlap, and so for this one... So I usually try to spare you guys from the tedious, the tedious parts. But I'm just kind of doing whatever feels right in the moment here. There we go. And after all that, you can't even tell the difference, but that's fine. Is there such a thing as a I doubt they had spray tans in the Victorian age. Being tan wasn't even aesthetic that people liked. That's the next pic, Dina Frankie lying on a beach in a pair of Speedos soaking up the sun. And with a cocktail on a table next to him and a pair of sunglasses. He would look really cute in a Speedo though, not gonna lie. In a good book. You know what's a fun little detail in the movie? He's reading, he reads the poem, I Am Ozymandias. And, or no, the name of the poem is Ozymandias. But anyway, that book was written by Mary Shelley's husband, so that's a fun little detail that's in the movie. We're all idiots. You said it, I didn't. The Lady Frankenstein. Oh, that Bride movie that came out like a few months ago. I'm not really interested in that one. Maybe one of these days I will be, but it's too soon for another Frankenstein movie for me. By all means, tedious away, Dina. The end result is worth it. Oh, thank you. Can't have Final Fantasy X without tedious. I guarantee Dina's now thinking of Frankie in that Speedo. I mean, I did draw him in underwear once, so it wouldn't be that different. But yeah, 100%, and I'm not even complaining. I'm gonna shut up. Alright, hair. Let me... Oh, here's another thing I could do. Let me go ahead and let the brown hair kind of go behind the blonde hair. I say this every time, but I'm actually not totally sure the hair is supposed to be blonde. My theory is that it's blonde, because that just makes more sense to me. To me, the idea is that he's just got this patch on his scalp that came from a person with a different hair color than the rest of his scalp, you know, but it does look really gray in the movie, so I almost wonder if it's just like... And it's in that spot, too, where gray hair tends to grow. So I'm almost tempted to think it's gray hair, but, like... He's made from the bodies of soldiers from a war. And soldiers tend to be young men, so I don't know why any of them would have gray hair. Okay, now I can go in and actually clean that up a little bit. I'm just using my mouse right now. I don't know if that's a good idea, but for the moment it's working out okay. Whoops. I say as I mess up. Of course, it doesn't have to be like perfectly clean either, but it does need to look like hair. Hair doesn't tend to be all bumpy. It's not all angular either, like it was made with a polygonal lasso tool. Man, I love the polygonal lasso. That's like my favorite tool in Photoshop. It's like, it's super useful when you're doing laying down the colors for a piece of art that has, you know, outlines on it. Because all those little angles get hidden behind the lines, but when you're working without lines, you kind of don't want that. I'm actually doing kind of okay here. Of course, if I zoom in, maybe it'll look all wobbly, but at least from this distance, it looks good. Well, take a drink. Actually, no, I didn't. I had the wrong color, not the wrong tool. Welp. Suddenly the mouse is really awkward. I don't know what happened. Oh my god, what am I doing? Alright, let's try switching to the pen. I don't know if that's going to be any better. Nope. Eraser. I believe this is the music when you're fighting, oh, I forgot what that creature was called. That was a pretty interesting boss battle for being an early boss. Oh my god, please. I cannot keep my hand fucking steady enough. Ah. Oh, I was so close to like, that was so close to looking good, and then it got fucked up at the end. Oh, man. Okay, god, I'm so close to being done with this shit. I think I actually... Take a drink. I think I actually want a slight gap there, don't I? So you can see some of the brown behind it, but then of course I didn't. Then I didn't There we go. Every once in a while I have a brain fart and forget if I'm supposed to be painting or erasing because I'm not used to having to erase like this. I'm so close to being done here, and then I keep... Okay, I think that's good. Oh my god. That took me way too long. Let me, God, it's 2 o'clock already. I feel like I haven't gotten shit done on this. Like I say, I worry sometimes I'm being a bad influence on Dina. Is there a difference between a loincloth and a Speedo? Yeah, a loincloth is usually something that just sort of hangs like a skirt. You'd think that one set of DNA would gradually override the rest as time went by. Maybe? I don't know. Chad hates quotation marks. Oh, that's a bummer. As far as I know, the Speedo is just a loincloth without the cloth bit. Rogue is also young and she is famous for gray hair. That's true. For her, it's a mutation, though. That reminds me, there's a YouTuber I follow named Steph Sanyati, and she has what's called Waardenburg syndrome. And one of the things it does is it causes her to have naturally like white hair, and it's kind of like up in front like Rogue. She has naturally white hair, and part of her hair is naturally white. It's really cool. Was Artie not here earlier? Hi, Artie. If I didn't say hi to you earlier, I thought I remembered you posting earlier. Maybe I got confused. Okay, you have been here. I thought so, but then everyone saying hi to you made me wonder if I was the one. People get mad when the creature is called Frankenstein. There's a movie called Bride of Frankenstein. She was made for the creature, not the doctor. That's true, but also, I think like James Rolfe pointed this out, that in the original Bride of Frankenstein movie, like Victor is getting married in that one. So there actually is a Bride of Frankenstein. Technically. But yeah, that does help with the confusion. Baldur Queen and the Latham. Oh, is that the one? Maybe I was... Oh, you're right. I was thinking of a different boss fight. I guess it's been a hot minute since I played Panzer Dragoon Saga. I was thinking of that boss that you have to fight right after you meet... forgot his name. Jesus Christ. I guess it really has been too long. Things don't always work out as intended. Story of my life. Hate fighting the Latham To get an excellent rating, you have to uncover the weak spot as quick as you can, and it's guesswork from the beginning. Yeah. Gina need a pep up. I really want to play Panzer Dragoon Saga again, but my brother sold his Saturn and it's just too costly now, I can imagine. Excuse me. Yeah, I had to sell my Panzer Dragoon Saga game because unfortunately I just really needed the money and it was going for a lot on eBay. This was a few years ago, but I do have it like saved as like a ROM, so I can still play it. No, not Drenholm. Arachnoth, that's the one I was thinking of. Actually, surprisingly, I remembered its name. Yeah, the thing called Arachnoth. I think that was what it was called. Maybe they'll still remake it years from now. I wouldn't mind if they did. Alright, let me mess around with... I think I will actually select the color and... Arachnoth, the first proper boss. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Of course, it's been a while since that music played, but at the time I was commenting on that boss. That was who I was thinking of. I've been saying I'm gonna hide the black lines, but I might actually keep the lines for the hair. At least the darker hair. But I don't know, we'll see. Oh yeah, I probably should keep the light source in mind while shading the hair. I didn't even think of that. On one hand, like, should be heavily shaded, but on the other hand, it's white anyway, so whitish, whatever. Let me go ahead and add some white to this. I don't know if it really should be white, but whatever. Yeah, that got rid of a lot of the yellow, honestly. For better or for worse. So, what do I do about... Let me try to make the shading a little more gray. We'll keep it kind of a warm color, I guess. Still kind of on the fence about whether it's gray or blonde. I honestly prefer the idea of it being blonde because I just think that's pretty cool. But there's just one little patch of different colored hair on his scalp, but again, I'm not sure if that's what that's really supposed to be or not. Well, maybe I made that too gray. All right, I think I did. That doesn't quite fit. Uh-oh. I don't know if I can undo enough. Okay, go away. I don't need you. Well, I can color over the rest of that. Make that a slightly warmer color. And that matches a little better. It's weird that the music in this game for when you're fighting enemies is relaxing. This is the music for I can't think of what they're called. Lazara. Yeah, this is a Lazara Skimmers? Is that what they were called? Don't know if I should really be blurring this, but I can always go back and add more lines later, I guess, if I feel like I've made the details too fuzzy. I probably want to go through and add some stray hairs too, but I'm not going to do that today. That'll be like one of the finishing touches or whatever. Okay, my hand's starting to cramp up again. So, let me see how that looks when I hide the lines. Actually, pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. Shading needs to be darker at the top, at least up here. Oh well. Gash, thank you. I don't know why I forgot his name. Holy shit. That's should be an easy name to remember too. What was the name of that guy with the gash over his eye? That's Sonic the Werewolf game. What the hell was that called? Friend left me that message in his own blood. Who would do that? Someone who badly needed a pen. Oh, isn't the Jekyll and Hyde NES game? I'm sure you could find it on YouTube. My name appears on the chat screen in a nice sky blue. That's relaxing. Oh, I haven't been looking at the chat. I've got all these reference images in the way. I mean, I have been looking at what the chat looks like on the, you know what I mean. Yeah, we always have a pen. Hi, Alexi. First time I played through Panzer Dragoon Saga, I accidentally blew up the gigantic ship at Georges too early. Oh yeah, something you can do. Didn't get solo wing until my second playthrough. I'll bet everybody did that the first time around. Ocean gray or military gray. The little Zara fights are so relaxing. I know. Isn't that funny? The battles are fairly easy too, so. Yeah. Love how the shadows work on this pick. Thank you. Just muddling my way through here. As usual, I have no idea what I'm doing. The movie Whiplash, just put your hand in a bowl of ice. I don't know that movie. Oh, it is Ski It Up Skash. Sonic Unleashed, yeah, that was the name of that. The stupid werehog game. I choose to breathe my last here under a sea of text, unseen, unheard, uncontrolled. They will get their ban, I will get my freedom. What? What does the tiny dragon pup that follows me around actually do? Dragon pup is a cute name for it, or a cute word for it. Silent Hill Townfall sounds promising. Yeah, I need to, I should probably, like, watch that trailer and react to it or something. I keep forgetting. Okay, Sticks, thanks for stopping by. Sonic Unleashed was certainly a game that happened. The graphics were pretty amazing when I first played it, though. Oh, here we go. Best villain music since One Winged Angel, and I will die on that hill. His name was Loggy in the second game, yeah. I know. You love the remake of Silent Hill 2. I just could not get myself to be interested enough in the Silent Hill 2 remake. I know everybody said it was good, but I don't know. Feels unnecessary to me, and I even bought the damn thing with the intention of eventually playing it, and I still have not gotten around to playing it. Sonic Unleashed has a hilarious theme. If you get E rank on a stage, the band plays the victory theme badly on purpose. Need I? My jaw dropped the first time I saw that laser berserker attack. Yeah, it doesn't do that much damage, but it looks really impressive. That's true. Silent Hill 2 has been remade in everything, several times in everything but name. That's true. Many post-Silent Hill 4 games tried to copying Silent Hill 2, yeah. I feel like Downpour was the only one that actually kind of did something interesting with it. I should probably work on this drawing, huh? What do I even do next? Love Silent Hill 4 because 1408. That was so interesting that Silent Hill 4 and 1408 came out so close to each other that it's impossible that one could have copied the other, but they feel so similar. And like, yes, 1408 was based on a short story, but all of the similarities between Silent Hill 4 and the movie 1408 were not in the story. There's a lot of weird coincidences going on there. Yeah, it started to bother me that this shading was not dark enough. I just realized I'm not using a fuzzy brush. No wonder this is, no wonder this looks so sharp. I am not doing a good job. What is happening here? Oh, Jesus Christ. Ugh, just fucking start over. God damn it. What is happening? Well, I'm being too heavy-handed for one thing. That's not helping. And I just straight up went in the wrong direction with that line. Oh my god, I'm getting frustrated now. That's not good. Well, that's... Just smudged in completely the wrong direction, dumbass. That's a great idea. I just did it again. I don't even know if smudging this is a good idea. It's one of those things where it works for when there's black outlines. When there's no outlines, I don't know that it's a good thing to do, but... Okay, fuck. I actually hate that, but I'm just gonna leave it alone for a while. Fuck. The stalker enemy has become a very common trope in horror games now. There's one in every Resident Evil game now. Oh, really? Mr. X, Nemesis. Jack Baker, I'm not sure who that is. Lady Dimitrescu, yeah. That's true. Especially, yeah. Those are all Resident Evil games, right? There was a name I didn't recognize, but... There's a hilarious Breaking Bad YouTube poop where the doctor tells them the entire family has cancer. The baby and Skylar, not a baby, just cancer. Wow. It's interesting Pyramid Head is treated as a sort of stalker enemy in the story, but in gameplay there's really only one area where he's moving around. That's true. Jack Baker was the dad from Resident Evil 7. Ah, okay. Named after Jack Torrance from The Shining. That's funny. Oh, okay. I know who that is, yeah. I never played that game, but it was one of those where I watched Markiplier play it. I think I'm actually going to hide that hair layer because it is bugging me so much. In fact, hide all of the hair. Or that, there we go. It's funny, Capcom made a guy who just looks like someone's dad scare people by walking through drywall. Yeah, I definitely know who that is. I'd forgotten his name. I guess I should really get working on the face again. Ironic that I don't want to look at his face right now. Oh yeah, that's set to normal? Huh. There we go. Definitely looks a lot better once it's set to multiply. One of the funniest things about Resident Evil 7 was they worked out that scene where Ethan wakes up to see the family eating dinner around him by filming several of the producers acting it out. That's cool. Oh my god, excuse me. Jack Baker was both funny and scary, and you even felt bad for him by the end. Yeah, I remember that. Here the stalker enemy made you jump throughout the game, but by the end, apologizes for all the grief he gave you. Love the chainsaw duel in the basement. Jack picks up the chainsaw. That is not groovy. Face is like lips, and like eye oval has some little holes to the ears. I'm not sure what you're saying there. That scene where he speaks into Ethan's mind and begs him to free his family is pretty heartbreaking. Yeah, I do remember that. Okay. So, okay. Let me add some more shading here. Oh, that's dark. That is a little dark. That's... If I blend it out, I think that'll work. That's looking pretty good. There's Zoa. Oops. Let me... Got a little carried away there and forgot that I didn't have the layer selected. If I put too much shading, it makes him look angry, doesn't it? Take a drink. That's a little better, maybe. I might want even less shading than that. Actually have shadows around his eyes, just not so much directly under the eyebrow. I just realized I'm using a hard-edged brush. What the hell am I doing? Oh, lighter color. There's Payet's theme. Looks pretty good, I think. I think I do want some darker shading over here. Actually, my hand's getting sore a little bit. Let me take a little break here. Had my doubts about Resident Evil 7 until I played it. It returned the series to its roots and remembered that it was supposed to be a horror genre series. Yeah, I remember seeing the demo and thinking, they're just ripping off Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This doesn't look that interesting, but it actually turned out to be a really good game, story-wise. I didn't play it, so can't speak to the gameplay, but at least story-wise. Even after everything Evelyn has done to him and his family, he still feels bad for her. Jack was too good for the sinful world of Resident Evil, yeah. Don't remember Resident Evil other than Resident Evil 4 and the Lady Dimitrescu one. Okay. I still haven't played Resident Evil 9, but since I learned that there's a giant spider boss in it, yeah. I watched Markiplier play that one. That was fun. There was a bit where he was trying to get away from the spider and he was climbing up something and he says, "Good thing spiders don't know how to climb." Just, you had to be there. His delivery of that line was so funny to me. Hidden scene where he teaches Ethan he can reattach his cut off leg makes me think the real Jack was always still there and trying to give Ethan a chance. Yeah, it's a downside to Resident Evil remakes. The spiders just get more and more realistic. I thought they were bad enough in Resident Evil 2. Hi, baby girl. Off-screen scritches.
Off-screen squitches.
I'm sure she won't let me put her in front of the camera. Yeah, she's walking away from me already. Marching ants are crawling across his eyeball. Yeah, I kind of like that Payet has his own, like, goofy little theme song. I'm surprised at Edge's restraint when Payet just tosses that cube thing over his shoulder after everything Edge went through to attain it. I know, that scene, man. He just had this look on his face like, He got tortured and everything. One of the only faults with the gameplay in Resident Evil 7 is that it's the only one I've played that doesn't let you know when a key is no longer necessary. Oh yeah, that's annoying. To be fair, did the first game do that? I feel like maybe it did, but I might be remembering wrong. Good thing spiders don't know how to climb. It was so funny. Good old Markiplier. As soon as he learns that Edge had a dragon, he's suddenly his bestie. I know. Oh, he's an asshole, but I love him. Right, I was going to add more shading. Well, let's... no time like the present, I guess. It's 2:36 already. Like, so much time has passed. I'm trying not to, like, get on myself about how little I've accomplished, because I am trying to take my time with this. Oh god, we're at the end of the soundtrack already? Shit. Best game with the most unsatisfying ending. So mad the first time I beat Panzer Dragoon Saga. That ending happened and I was like, what? Because it was so good up until then. It was kind of jarring how like unsatisfying the ending was. Oh, that feels excessive. I think that's excessive. to have more of the shading match that now. Otherwise that's really going to stick out like a sore thumb. Back to the lips again. Oops. Oh, that's right. There's a highlight there. That's why that's looking a little wonky. Oh, you know what? I don't need to have anything selected right now. In fact, it's probably better if it's not selected. I'm trying to let the shading go behind other layers. I haven't added any shading to his chin. Oh, okay. Well. I still got 20 minutes. All right, I'm going to turn on some other music in a second. All right. I feel like the spider Resident Evil 9 wasn't as scary as it could be because they gave it human teeth. Did they? I don't remember that. That's coming along. Okay, let's see. I think what I did last week was I just put on Alien Crush because that's fairly short. Like, it's just long enough, I think. Even with me skipping past some of the songs because they go on too long. Excuse me. Payet may be an asshole, but he is nowhere near as corrupt as his dad and has even estranged himself from him because of it. That's true. All things considered, he could have been a lot worse. I love how even in Japanese you can hear how wormy his dad sounds. Yeah. At latest Resident Evil has the characters walking off into the sunrise, vowing to take the fight to Umbrella. Panzer Dragoon Saga has the Gash standing on a cliff and Azelle riding into the desert. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's like, and she probably never saw him again, but maybe she didn't. Who knows? Anyway, credits. It just made me so mad. His features are looking sharper and more defined. Thank you. Flash should be along any time now, I reckon. Oh, yeah. That line in his chin makes me think of Gaston. Oh, Gaston probably does have a cleft in his chin, doesn't he? That's like one of those heroic features. One of those facial features that's considered like heroic. I should probably add shading to other areas, huh? Because it's not like not like you're only seeing his face. I just got fixated on it. Hard as that may be to believe. Yeah, okay, that song goes on too long. That's also really sharp. What's going on with that? Oh my god, please. Fucking straighten yourself out. What is wrong with you? That just does not look right. I don't know why. We know that they had a child in the following game. It just didn't happen the fun way, if I remember right. Yeah, get fit with Frankie. Yeah, I feel like, if I remember correctly, I think the game is kind of vague about it, but I remember a common theory is that she didn't really find Edge, but she did find, like, she found some of his DNA and created Orta from that. I think that's a little dark. And that is too, honestly, but I can fix it. Hear me out, I can fix him. I was worried that I overdid the shading here, but now that I've added much darker shading in most of the other areas, it actually balances out pretty well. I think it works all right. He's sort of bumpy right here. There's a scene where she left a message for Orta at the end of one of the levels. I always get teary whenever I hear it. Yeah. Wall of text, no wall of special iron. What? Oh, I see what you mean. You're referring to the fact that he posted a bunch of times in a row. Am I overdoing the shading here? I might be. But I'm gonna keep going because in general the shading does need to be a lot darker. That's not even the darkest shading color. Yeah, there's one of those that goes on too long. 2 seconds in, I was like, I just know that's gonna go on too long. He does have these like cords on his neck that really stand out. I forgot what I was going to use that for. Oh, does he need any shading in that spot? A little bit probably couldn't hurt. Give him a little suggestion of a collarbone there, but not too much. That line is definitely going to go away, even if I end up keeping some of the lines. That line does not need to be there. What is... I'm not sure why that little thing keeps appearing. Stop. Yeah, once again, I'm not sure if I like that, but whatever. Well. It is a bit much, and also it's kind of the wrong color. Nope, that was already multiply normal. There we go. What the fuck? Ah, skip. What the fuck? Winamp is just ignoring me. Okay, well, whatever. I guess we're listening to that song till the end. Whether we want to or not. There we go. That's a little better. It's still a little too much, but... Okay, wait. Okay, I don't know. I need to... Wait. I'm reloading Winamp. That was really starting to bug me. And I don't know why Winamp was locking up and not letting me skip the song. Not that one. There we go. I was gonna let it play, but just like... some of those songs loop way too many times. That's true. Well, George tends to... Oh, well, you know, it is like 5 minutes to 3. I only just realized how late it is. So, okay, let's wrap up here. I'm really unhappy with the blonde / gray hair. I don't know what to do with that now. Oh well. There we go. And there's the eye glow he's eventually going to have in that eye. But that's where that's gonna be. That's way off. I have to figure out. I want to have it match the gold, and I haven't added the gold yet. So. He's sort of coming along. I think at this point I've just kind of been staring at it for too long, so I need to just not look at it for a while. Yeah, Hershey hasn't shown up in a while. I think Moonbeam showed up not too long ago. It's possible he's lurking. I remember he was a few weeks ago because he had things going on. He only spoke up because we all wondered where he was. Yeah, in retrospect, I feel a little bad that we like inadvertently pressured him into posting, but oh well, we didn't know. You all will love this. You will love this song. You have no choice. Winamp really likes this track. I never had Winamp lock up like that. That was really weird. Looks really good. Your signature looks like it's stamped on his chest. It does, kinda. Did wonder why one of his eyes is duller than the other. Yeah, I wanted, this eye glows in certain lighting. It's a really cool effect. Let me find it. There's a couple examples in here. Where's... Oh, this is probably the best one, actually. I'll probably base it off of this one. If it'll ever show it. There we go. Yeah, there almost looks like there's a little bit of shading on it. I don't know why it looks that way, but it's really cool. So I'll probably have it look kind of like that. But, where's another one? I also recently realized that eye, the iris, is bigger than that of the other eye, so I'm convinced that his left eye is an animal eye. See, there it is again. It looks so cool. Do I have any others? There's, I'm not sure if it's glowing in this one or if it's just like reflecting the light. If his eye is just naturally reflecting the light of the candles. I can close all of these reference images, by the way. See if there's any other ones where his eye is glowing. I think that might be it. as far as the ones I have saved. Not in this one, right? It keeps opening in the worst spot. Nah, not that one. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Yeah, that looks like it. Now I know why Frankie had rotting skin. He was a Terminator with damaged skin. Looks like Satan from Passion of the Christ. I'll have to take your word on that. I never watched that. Oh, you mean Flash. I hope he's okay. I remember him saying he had an MRI recently. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hope so, too. When the computer's randomly slow one day. He had Mako eyes. I really like how they did clouds in the remake. They really are a vivid green. I thought they were blue. When you see him in flashback before they left home, they are deep blue. Ah. Yeah, I figured you meant his eyes. Okay, well, time to wrap up here. Oh yeah, now I see... Oh, everyone's in shades of blue this week. Or I see, like, light blue, dark blue, and Living Corpses is kind of a turquoise, I think. That looks cool. I think it's probably because only like 3 people are talking right now. If there were more people, there'd probably be more color variation, but I don't especially like that song. We're just gonna... Glowy green eyes because of the Mako. Ah, I thought they were like glowing blue. Maybe I'm thinking of Dune. It's been a hot minute since I played Final Fantasy VII. I can close this too. Do not save the changes. I'm blue and green, the 2 best colors combined. Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, thanks for joining me, everybody. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be back next weekend. I think weekend after next is when Supergirl comes out, and I'll probably won't stream then because I'll be watching that movie. But I'm pretty sure I've got nothing going on next weekend, so I should be back then. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Oh, I'm also working on the side. I'm working on the next page of Cybercat. So if I finish that before this is done, I might switch to coloring that for a while. It probably couldn't hurt to take a little break from this also. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for joining. Okay, so yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. I should be back next week. Bye.